And good morning and welcome to Touch Base Daily. My name is Ron Foster, touching base with you as I do every day. What's going on in the world? And how are you? How are you? It is Tip Tuesday. It is our Tip Tuesday, and I'm going to dig out a rerun on Tip Tuesday. Hopefully, it will help you in your photography later. And so we'll do that. And I have to tell you, I am not really prepared today. I got thrown off this morning. One of my friends was in a accident on a bus, and a dear friend of mine. And so we were talking back and forth and working on some stuff there. So it threw me off for the morning. And but I am prepared for it. And I have a long list of Tuesday tips to choose from. So I can pull anything out. So I'm going to do one of those today. And but I did not get a chance to see all the headlines. I know that there's a hearing going on right now regarding, I do believe, ICE. I think that's what's going on in Homeland Security, I should say. And so that's happening right now on Capitol Hill. And also some of the senators are starting to think Epstein. And again, as we who have been following, everybody keeps saying, make sure we never forget or take our eyes off the ball. It is all about Epstein. Epstein, 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 when it comes to what's happening in this regime here in America. So, yeah, and you have to question if a prince has been removed and been stripped of his name, and if there's a shakeup in the UK government where a high official resigns, there's a lot of dark stuff in those files. And so that's what I do. I've been staying up on that information. And there's a lot of dark information in those files. And you know that no one here in America can trust this administration to tell the truth. Redacting everything, pretty much. And you mean to tell me you got more than what, all the files? I think it's 6 million altogether, but it's 3 million. And you can't, but you're releasing the women, which were little girls when it happened. And then now you are saying we need to close it down. There's nothing to look at here. But yet a prince lost his title, and I'm saying the UK government, and then there's some other stuff going on outside of the country. It is rumors that I do believe someone mentioned this last night before I went to bed, that the French and I think the Italians, several other countries are now looking into Epstein because they also realize that Epstein had his tentacles everywhere globally. He was connected to all of these people around the globe, important people ruling countries. Epstein. We must never forget. So there we go. I'm not going to talk more about that. Just want to just throw it out there because that was the news this morning. That little piece of news that I got this morning, and you should be aware of it. Okay, so let's say good morning. Hannah Boyd Miller says, "Good morning, Ron and Touch Base Daily family. So good to see you." And Hannah says, "Ron, I will be in and out of the chat today. I have several doctor appointments this morning." Can I tell you about Miss Hannah? Hannah's like, it's like class in this building here. It's virtual building. And Hannah, when Hannah can't make it, she will send me a text, "Ron, I am out for today." And I just love it. I just say, "Hannah, you don't have to tell me," but she does it every time. She's like, "I'm on, I won't be able to make it today," or "We're out to the visit doing this, we're doing errands, blah, 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 blah." And I'm like, that is that is a level of commitment to community that is just so special. Thank you, Hannah. And Chris R is in the building under her regular account. 'Cause yesterday she threw me off. She's here. She says, "Good morning." And we have the wonderful Adrian in the building. He says, "Morning, all." And Jazzy Jazz says, "Good morning, beautiful people." And I see the love between everyone. I'm just gonna, I'll post some of those loves between one another because why not? Why not? I like the love. I like all the love. And speaking of love, we'll go into it, but I want to hear what you've been hearing about the Bad Bunny halftime. Yes, there was such amazing. There was a lot of um, what do I call it? Revisiting the Super Bowl and the halftime show, and there was a lot of beautiful statements made by so many people, how they were uplifted, how they were encouraged, how the message of love over hate, you had still obviously you had the people that were the negativity folks out there. It wasn't white enough. Can you believe someone would ever say something? Could you believe that someone would actually articulate that it wasn't white enough? Anyway, that was one of the the lessers of the things I heard yesterday. But it was really nice to see so many people revisiting the halftime show. And also the NFL had a beautiful, if you went to YouTube, you can go to one of the YouTube channels and it's just it's just there. And so you can just look at the whole halftime show for free. And it's just beautiful when people see these are the things when and I'll get back to the hellos. The greatest asset of this country is definitely the diversity. And I always say that all the time. I've said that all my life because it's my friends from different backgrounds that have encouraged me to travel. It's my friends from different backgrounds that have educated me. It's my friends from different backgrounds from around the globe that have given me insight, have given me a balance in the way I view the world. I just wish these people that don't get the benefit of meeting people from other backgrounds and other from different countries and nationalities, they're being robbed. They're missing out. They're missing out on something so spectacular, so beautiful. Human beings are the most precious commodity on earth. There's a lot of commodities on earth, but humanity, yeah, there's some bad stuff about humanity, but the human condition, the beauty of humanity is just so, it's just, we could never do anything without one another. We really do need each other. Anyway, that's too deep, right? I don't want to go. I know I'm already starting off but it just, I was deeply moved by watching the halftime again. And I find, sorry, I watched it twice after the live. And maybe if I can encourage you to revisit it. And there are some things that I missed. I was like, wait a minute, I didn't see this on the TV. I don't know if it was not shot or maybe the NFL was able to capture it in a different way than you saw it on the actual TV. But I'll put the link in definitely. But I was like, I miss that scene. But I know I was sitting on the seat with Adrian and we're all seeing the same show. Did I turn away for a second and miss something? And every time I looked at it, I saw something that I didn't see before. So, and it just made me smile. It made me smile. Thank you for the Bad Bunny show of the halftime of the NFL. Kelly says, "Good morning, everyone. Wow, the morning is going fast. It certainly is." And Miss G is in the building. She says, "Morning." And we have the wonderful Hannah saying good morning to everybody else. And I see somebody in here says, "I guess I'm just Jack." Says, "Yo." Says, "Remember me?" I guess we do remember you. I do remember you. I see all the love there. I see the love there. Um, okay, moving right along. And let's move on. Let's move on. And okay, so here we go. There we go. So now we have Fifi's in the building. Good morning, Fifi. I see you in the building. Let me turn on the full capture now that I got some things cleared up there. And I see Jazzy Jazz saying good morning. I like seeing all this communication. Communicate. Positive information. Positivity. Positivity. Jazzy says that Kelly lady had a full-on breakdown, and I was cracking up with the white owners. And okay, so I'm all caught up. Okay, I'm all caught up. So, what's on your mind this morning? I'm curious. What's on your mind this morning? And Shirley says, "Good morning, everyone." I must say, I am in a mood. My brain and my emotions are all over the place as I get closer to my departure on this weekend. And I can tell you, I am like emotionally like unstable. Can I say that? Emotionally unstable. I probably at any moment, if someone says the wrong thing, I can break out into tears or I can break out into amazing joy and whatever, because I have so many things that happening at the same time, and it is giving me immense joy, and it's also giving me time of reflection. So I'm pretty excited, and then I'm also sad because I'm leaving some of my friends. I don't want to leave my friends, but I know I need to do this. I need to get on the road. I need to do this assignment. Bryson says, "What's up, Ron? What's up, everybody? New releases Tuesday. New releases Tuesday. Oh, gee, no, say it isn't so. I saw your video drop last night, so I got a chance to look at that, and that was really cool. And G says, I've been up since 5 a.m. updating my website. That's work. That's work. If anyone knows, updating your website is work. If you're in the building, make sure you hit the likes. Make sure you hit the like. Okay. If so, there's about 13 people in here right now. It's been fluctuating between 22 and 13, 22 and 13, back and forth. Make sure you hit the likes. I see here. Are you all packed, Kimmy? I start packing today, and that's why I said that's why I'm emotionally like all over the place. Most of my gear is here. I got my socks that I'm gonna be. Adrian's like, you got all these packages coming through. So, one thing about you know, when you are a photographer and you're kind of like living from client to client, and you don't get to buy and update things that you need to update, and then you probably should have updated, but you're like, it'll just work out. And but now in the position, I can update a lot of stuff, and it feels good to be able to update these things, and then hopefully it will produce. I'll get a return on these investments. So it's all about the return investments. But are you all packed? No, not right now, but by this evening, I will be halfway packed by this evening. And then I'll be adjusting the suitcase because I'm now trying to consolidate. I remember when I first started this journey, I had three large suitcases, one large, one medium, one small. and then my backpack. Well, I realized since I've been traveling back and forth to Charlotte, I was in Puerto Rico, and I gotta fine tune this thing. So it's gotta be down to like 3 pair of pants, 3 shirts versus 5 pair of pants and 5 shirts and not as so many things that I would normally carry is I need to get back to where I was in 2016 and when I went and did this tour overseas. I remember when I was in 2016 and into 17, I was overseas for almost 4 months. So we're doing the same thing again. And I said, this is what worked and this is what did not work. Less is more, but you got to have the most important thing in this expedition or travel or this journey is my technical gear. And so that is a must. I can always buy a shirt when I get there if I need one. So the most important thing is getting the technical gear on the road with me and getting it packed properly that everything is with me for the most part, and then all the less expensive stuff is in the big suitcase. So there's a lot of manipulating the luggage between 3 bags. And so we'll get it all done. We'll get it done. But that's a good question. Let's see here. Thank you, Kelly. She says, hugs, Ron. Fifi's got those strange eyes. You see, Fifi got strange eyes. G says, she says, oh yes, thank you, Ron. I was running errands and missed being active in the chat. Yes, you saw I said hello. I was like, is anybody in here? But then I realized, oh, she's not live. I don't know when you're live and when you're not. Sometimes it's just like my brain's like, but she did post. She did post yesterday. So check out, and I did put the link inside our community, I do believe. So if you want the link, if you're in this community, you go into the community chat, right? The community tab. How about me put it on the screen? I will do it since I'm talking about it. And we do have a community chat, and you can get that, and you can see all. I try to, support what people are doing in this community by putting and forwarding it into the community. And if you are also in the community, you can post it there too. You're more than welcome to do so if you're a part of this community. You can post your, things that you're doing. If you're, putting out something out into the world, use the community chat. That way people can look out for you. Okay, so there's a tab that says community. Use it. Okay. Let's see what else is in the chat. Let's see what else is going on. Fifi says, I was going to surprise you weekend, and I got snowed in Virginia. Last weekend. Yes, I know. Kimmy Kim says, I'm always late at packing for a trip these days. Same here. I used to be packed though, usually a week in advance, but it must be something about our wisdom that we pack late. Some of my friends, they pack like almost a week in advance. Really, that's really good at it. Bryson says, and everybody who don't know Jill Zarin, she's part of New Housewives in New York, and now she's going to be on the new series, The Golden Life. Okay. And let me see. Kimmy Kim says, I have a trip in March, and I'm 75% packed. Look at it. Bragger. Bragger. See, I try to say it without saying Gwendolyn's name. Gwendolyn is highly organized. It's almost drives you crazy because she's so good and efficient at what she does. She makes us all look bad. Yes, G. I know you would have your, yeah, we know. I know. And Anthony's in the building. He says, good morning, family. Anthony was posting inside the community. Thank you, Anthony, for using the community chat. And Dr. Tachi's in the building. She says, hello all. And I see the love there. I'm posting the love because that's what we're about today. And that's what we're about here all the time. Kim says, yes, Gwen. Gwen, oh, don't call her Gwen. Make sure you say Gwendolyn. When I grow up, I need to be like you. And it says, good morning, and moving right along. Wow, I need your packing energy. I hate packing. No, G is the packing queen. Hey, Elisa's in the building. She says, good morning, everyone. Also, again, if you're in the building, make sure you hit the likes. Make sure you hit the. Also, let me just take a moment. Like I said, my buddy this morning was in a. He had a accident on one of New York City buses. And so if you guys can keep him in your prayers, just I would just say MP versus his name, but MP needs your prayers. He says, make sure the Touch Base Daily, make sure you tell the Touch Base Daily family to pray for me. I say, okay. He usually hangs out incognito around here. So Kim says, I saw Jill Zarin's comment about the Super Bowl. And Gwen is laughing at all of us because she is we're just honoring her. I don't know how Gwendolyn does what she does. She's just not like us, y'all. Kelly Ace, what? The sooner you get it done, the sooner you can enjoy the trip. That's her motto. That is her motto. And Bryce says, I saw her comments, Kim. And so also looking at Kim, because the real problem with packing is I take too much, like 50% too much. I do. I realize half the stuff that I take, I don't use. But then I'm away for 3 months, going on 4 months. So I might use everything at some point, but I'm a creature of habit. So I don't use a lot of things. And I'm not a materialistic person. So I like quality, but I don't have a lot of things. Yeah, I mean, I can just live is just with my 3 pair of pants. And I keep saying I want to just reduce my wardrobe to that, but I never get a chance to do it. 'Cause once in a while, you do go deep into the drawer and pick up something that you might have not worn in years. Dr. Tachi says, good, at GR. Hey, sis. And then also, you don't want to be like me. Virgos can be a bit much. Oh, mm. Silence is golden. Bryson says, Jill said about Bad Bunny halftime show. Oh, is this the thing that was that the white was that the woman that was saying that it wasn't white? Was it Jill that was saying it wasn't white enough? I think it's Jill. I remember her name being Jill for some reason. Uh it's the Virgo's superpower. Every Virgo I know is organized. And Elise says, good morning. Jazzy says, my cheapness has helped me control my packing because I refuse to pay to check my bag. And Jazzy, that is one of the calculations. I was telling Adrian, I said, if I'm checking in 2 bags, I got to pay $100 almost. In some airlines, it is $100. And then I realized if I'm checking bags in every time I'm going, that's $200 both ways. And with $200 both ways, shoot, I can just buy a shirt when I get to my destination if I need one, or buy a pair of pants if I need it. And so why am I overpacking? Because I'm paying all that extra money for my check-in bag. I could be using that for if I needed clothes, I could just use it for that. And then give the clothes away and get on the plane and go wherever I'm gonna go. Yeah. I just had that moment, the aha moment, they say. Hannah says, "Oh, okay, Gwendolyn, I want to be like a little bit like you." Okay, yeah, Gwendolyn, yeah. If she said it's fine, Ron. I already know. The Virgos in our lives. The Virgos in our lives. My youngest sister is a Virgo. Yeah, Virgos are Virgos are special people. King says Jill alluded to that. Yes, yes. Jenny says, "Good morning." Okay, see all the good mornings. G says, "I don't want to talk about anyone but Jill's face." It is the same woman we're talking about. Yes, she had the nerve to say it wasn't white enough. Uh, These stupid people, they're just too stupid. Okay, Lee says, "I usually don't pack until a day or two before I travel." And Elise says, "Good morning, Jazzy." And Anthony says, "Yes, she said there wasn't enough white people." I see, I told you. So it was the Jill. I knew it was Jill, but I didn't want to I wasn't sure if it was her name was Jill, but yes, I remember it was Jill, but yeah, it was sad. I'm assuming that was her husband who said he liked it. Then there was a cut, and suddenly he agreed with her. Huh, handpicked. And G says, I tend to rise Ron's last nerves, like white on rice. She does. This is why Gwendolyn has been my work wife for more than 20 years. Shoot, it's been more than 20 years. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. G is true, and it drives my husband crazy. Yeah, you Virgos are a bit much. You Virgos are a bit much. But we need you. We need you. If we didn't have Virgos in the world, we would be less organized. And the idea that everything needs to be centered around whiteness is just, yeah. Dawn went off on her on this morning, talking about her facelift and everything. Uh, I was like, oh my gosh. But yeah, she was one of the negative commenters I saw yesterday. And I said, who could say that there wasn't enough white people? It's like, are you serious? There's white people everywhere and everything in America. We have we have more than enough white people. We can give white people away. We have so many. No offense to the white people in the building. We love you. But there's aren't TV shows more white than any other thing in America? I mean, come on. Not enough white people. All that love that was on the halftime field, all that love, and all she could come up with was, "There's not enough white people." Mm, that says a lot about her. Sorry, had to wipe some of the tears from my eyes there. Okay, Hannah's laughing. Okay, okay. So, what else is in the world? What else is happening in the world that you guys want to talk about before we go into our class and before we go to class today? And we'll talk about one of these subjects. G says, I think a few of them were bushes. Yes, the people were bushes. The In the very beginning, I saw them in the very beginning, and I said, Nancy, look, the people are bushes. It's like, look, the green grass, those are people. I saw them moving, and I said, wait a minute. So they put the people in the bushes so that they can move and choreograph the scenes when they were creating those isolated areas with on the field. And as they were going from scene to scene, these bushes were moving and changing the configuration. Wasn't really good stuff. That was good. That was good theater. So, okay. If you guys have nothing else to share, we're going to class. I've been talking a lot with you guys. Also this weekend just passed, we had the photo exhibition. I posted clips, and I'll continue to post clips from the interview so that way you don't have to see all the whole video. To I mean, if you want to see the whole video, it's great too. That's a great go into our YouTube channel, and you'll see it there. But I am also putting the clips out, and then so people can see those as well. So those are being put onto YouTube and Instagram, so you can get some of those interviews. And I think that's about it, y'all. Like I said, I didn't really dive into a lot of world news, which is like something I usually do, and try to keep you guys informed. But let me go here and let's look up. Let's get a lesson going. Let's get a lesson going for you wonderful folks. And since we're in, I want to maybe we can think this is the one we can do a repeat on this since it is Black History Month and it continues to be Black History Month. And these lessons are going to be applied for the rest of the month. Well, you can apply them for the rest of the year, for the rest of your life, pretty much so. But yeah, we can talk about how to photograph for Black History Month since we are still in it. But we'll do something different. So last time I went through and we shared, right? But what we'll do, we'll go through the basics, but then we will pause in between some of these topics, and then I want to hear from you if you have a question, a Q&A kind of situation here today. Okay? So we're going to revisit this lesson. We did this lesson in January, the end of January. So now we're in Black History Month. We can do it again. We just finished the first week of Black History Month. And I think it will apply. It will apply. And I think you can never get enough learning. Not enough education. Education is the one thing no one can rob from you. No one can enter into your house and steal your education. Your education is in your brain, in your head. So that's why education is so important. I see Anthony says, the halftime show was Puerto Rico. When I visited, I experienced everything that went on in the halftime show. We even crashed a wedding that was at our hotel. The only thing missing was golf. Anthony, I was saying the exact same thing in my head when I was watching it. I was like, everything I'm seeing is what I experienced when I've been to Puerto Rico now 3 times. And every time I am more fascinated by it. Every time I go there, I'm in a different section. This time I was in the beach, hanging out at the beach. Last time I was at the rainforest. Then also I ended up in the very south of Puerto Rico, the southern part of Puerto Rico, which is like Cuba. It feels like Cuba. I was like, wait a minute. I did not know we had this in America. The beautiful old cars, the beautiful old structures, housing, the homes, old. It was just old, like San Juan. So I said not San Juan, Savannah. Okay, let's go. It's time for lesson time. So again, we will pause more as we share. Does that work for y'all? Does that work? Let's do it. How to photograph for Black History Month. You wonderful photographers out there, all you folks out there that love to take your smartphones and use them to photograph your world. Here we go. Black History Month invites us to slow down, look deeper, and honor the stories that shaped our world. As photographers, we hold the privilege of documenting not just moments, but meaning, the joy, resilience, creativity, and everyday brilliance within Black communities. This month is an opportunity to approach our craft with intention, respect, and a commitment to uplifting the voices and histories that deserve to be seen. These tips are here to guide you as you create images that celebrate legacy, honor, culture, and contribute to a living archive of Black experience. This is a great subject. I don't think I could ever get tired of talking about this subject, especially after this weekend, watching all that amazing photography, surrounded by all that photography, celebrating Black life, but mainly, I mean, at the gallery celebrating white, women of color, women of color, Black excellence, honoring the culture, honoring the legacy, celebrating it through photography. Next, first one out the box. And we can pause. And like I said, if you have questions along the way, you can pause. We got time. This is for you. Lead with respect and intention. Begin by asking, what story am I honoring? Whose legacy am I uplifting? Black History Month isn't about extracting images alone. It's about documenting with care, gratitude, and awareness. Anyone to chime in on this? We're going to chime. We're working together today in this lesson, right? We're working together. I love um, when I'm on the streets, obviously here in New York City, and I love a lot of street photography. And I watch I have to say, I became more aware of it when I was hanging out with Jamel Shabazz one year, and I had an opportunity to watch him in his element and how he approached people on the street with respect and with intention. And he was able to say, "Hey, brother, I love this. I love that. Hey, can I take a photo of you?" And then he says, "Hey, how about can we go over here? Look at the and he just without even like going through the whole theory of it all. In my head, I'm like, oh yeah, he sees the light is over there. He sees the building is clear. There's white walls behind it. I'm going through in my head all the logistics, but he is just like in the moment, but again, being respectful of the subject. Then we ran into a couple. They had just been got married, and then he photographed them, and then built a relationship. The gentleman happened to be a photographer, but the respectfulness also requires the ability to listen, and you discover a lot about people. And then when people really feel comfortable with you, they give you the best images. Hey, Shannon, my part. Now, this is one of my closest, another good friend of mine for decades. Hey, Sharon, so good to see you. Shannon is in the building, and put that off there. Okay, so lead with respect and intention. Know what you want to do. Know what you want to photograph. When you leave the house, here's another practice. Today, I'm walking out into the streets with intention to photograph women wearing green. And you will be surprised how the universe will provide the women in green. Try it sometime. Just leave the house one day and say, you know what? I'm going to photograph all the gentlemen in blue. Well, not maybe blue's too common. Let's go with purple. You may find that by the end of the day, you've taken a couple of photos of men in purple, right? So go with intent and then be respectful and talk to folks and say, hey, excuse me, I love what you're wearing. May I take your photo? I love that sweater. May I take your photo? You have such a beautiful smile. May I take your photo? This is all the things I say when I'm out in the street, you know? Next one. Any questions? Remember, this is our time, y'all. This is your time. You have questions. This is the time to ask so you can become better at your photography. It will help you. You'll be photographing like a pro. Okay, next one. Center Black joy, not just struggle. Look for moments of joy, creativity, resilience, and everyday brilliance. Black History Month is as much about celebration as it is about remembrance. And we have a lot of photos of our struggles, which are important for the Black community. And this is not just for Black, I mean, obviously, we're celebrating Black History Month and celebrating Blackness, but this is for every culture, right? Especially people of color. If I may be more specific, people of color. We do see lots of images of us, of our struggles, but it is so important that we, and especially in this time that we have dedicated to being not out in those streets, but we are dedicated to having our minds centered in joy. Well, this is the great opportunity to photograph some of that joy. Like all the folks that are going out and doing their line dancing, right? Right, Gwendolyn? All the Southerners in the building that line dance. Um, all the get-togethers, the dance parties, the house parties. Photographing these moments is leaving a documentary or a documentary historical trail of our joy. And we have lots of joy. I don't know. I'm going to say this cautiously because I would say this because my some of my friends who are Caucasian would say to me, "Man, you guys have a lot of fun." And so, Black folks, if you have not been, if you are from another culture, you have never hung out with Black folks, you might want to take a moment to do so. Because if you are looking for some joy, I will tell you, not because I'm just saying, I'm not just saying this because I'm a Black person. My friends who are of other ethnicities have mentioned this to us and said, "Man, you guys really know how to have a good time. You guys celebrate so many things." And in other communities, it's not that so. It's not so. So again, document, look for those moments of joy and celebrate them. I see some comments here. We did get in here. Anthony said, I find that when you're intentional about shooting, the subject will appear. Like that's what I just said, right, Anthony? It's like when you're in the market for a new car, you see them everywhere. You're you've programmed your brain to notice them. I like that. And also Dr. Tachi says, yes, Black joy needs to take center stage, especially now. That was something that we all learned and talked about on Saturday when we were at the art gallery. And all those people came out in the cold. It was cold in New York, and folks showed up. The gallery was packed from wall to wall. And guess what? Everyone was laughing and having fun and posing in front of their photos and posing for one another and sharing their love and sharing their joy. You can't help but leave a space like that being filled with joy yourself. But it's always good to document these moments so that way you can go back and look at them. You ever go back to photos? Adrian and us, we were all looking at the Michelle Obama documentary last night, and there was a scene where they're and looking at old photos, and then they say, "We haven't looked at this book. We haven't done this in a while. We used to do this when Dad was alive." Guys, photos will bring you joy like nothing Nothing I mean, video is good, but it's something about the photo being in time, snapshot of time, and then you have the opportunity to just look at it and dwell on it. It's a good thing. That's why photography is so important. Anthony says, every black and brown country I visited, a party and live music is guaranteed. All you have to do is go outside, right? Think about Brazil. Brazil, like I told you about Ghana, same thing in Nigeria, same thing in South Africa. I mean, all the places I've been to, there's just waiting for a moment to be and have fun. Okay, next one. Keep an eye on the time. Photograph community spaces with heart, like we did this weekend. Churches, barbershops, saloons, bookstores, community centers, and local cultural hubs are living archives. Capture the textures, the gestures, and the interactions that define these spaces. Yes. So the next time you go to the barber shop, don't just go and hang out and just sit there and just take a photo. If you're, I mean, it's probably obviously if you are a regular. But even if you're not, you can still say, you know what, guys, I just want to take a photo of our time together. This is really special. We're here gathered to talk about these different subjects. Can I take a photo? Can I take a photo of the moment? All you gotta do is ask. You'll be surprised how many people want to participate. People love document to be documented. Maybe one or two don't like will say, I don't want to be photographed. But most people love to be included. You make their day when you say, may I photograph you? Classic says, blessed Tenacious Tuesday, Tip Tuesday, listening in, and we'll check replay as well for beginning informative updates. Yes. Okay, so when you're going to the senior citizen community center, take photos. When you're wherever you are, take photos. These events are worthy of photography. Anthony says, the barbershop is our country club. Yes. We all know about the barbershops and the beauty parlors, the saloons, but the beauty parlor. I probably should just put beauty parlor, right? Right? The beauty parlor. Yeah. Barbershops and beauty parlors. So much is said, so much is exchanged, so much love, so much strong opinions. Share it. Okay, let's go to the next one. Highlight elders and their stories. Portraits of elders carry history in their eyes, posture, and presence. Spend time listening before shooting. The story will guide the frame. I'm always fascinated, and I've been this way since I was 16 years old. And maybe this is why I like to talk to people and strangers. I will walk up to strangers if I saw an older couple in the church. That's where I grew up in the church. And I would see some of the couples that were married like for 50 years or more. And then I would walk up to them and say, start off with, I really like the way you guys look together. and then they're like, oh, yeah, I'm trying to figure out. They're probably saying, what is this kid up to? And then I will say to them, how long have you been married? And then they'll ask me, and they say, oh, and they would start laughing and they get excited and they start talking and sharing about their years. And then I said, if there's anything I should know about being, when I grow up and get married, what are the things that keep a marriage together for 50 years or more? And they love telling me their stories. They start laughing. She's always right. The gentlemen will always say, as long as you keep her happy, we will be together. I've heard all kinds of answers to my questions. But it's the fertile ground you set to take photos. And then now when sister, Belle is walking in the church, or she is hanging out with her husband, now you have permission to take photos because they know who you are. You're just not a random person taking random shots. Get to know the people, especially elderly, the elders of the, I say elderly, but the elders. The elders have so much to give and they love sharing. Use your camera as a passport to hear their stories. Any questions on that one? Any thoughts? Does this trigger any thoughts in you? Or you folks out there? Next one. Document cultural rituals and traditions, from Sunday dinners to dance rehearsals, from quilting circles to step teams. These moments are rich with meaning, focus on hands, movement, and details that reveal heritage. It was so funny at the gallery on Saturday. Howard had a photo of hands, like these elderly. It looked like elderly man holding the hands of an elderly woman. And so everyone kept I was happened to be sitting next to that photo, and it was near the door, and people kept coming in and saying, "Wow, that is some photo." And it had all you could see all the age on their hands, and it was a black and white photo. Something so simple, but yet generated such conversation. It's the simplicity. Simplicity, y'all. Use light symbolically. Warm light can evoke legacy. I want you to really listen to this. This is really important. Warm light can evoke legacy. Do you know what warm light is, guys? Warm light has a little more of a yellow hue to it. When you think of warm and cold, that's when you think about the color spectrum, or as in the mood. Warm would be something closer to the oranges, like the orange colors, yellows, orange, yellows, pinks. Those are all called warm colors. Then you go to the other side of the spectrum and you have like purple, light blue, brown, sorry, navy blue, all of the blues and the spectrums of the blue are called the cool colors, right? So, but warm light, incandescent light bulbs are warm light. They have a yellow hue to them, can invoke legacy. Next, hard light can emphasize strength, like a bright light, like a light that we call a hard light is like light from the sun. That is hard light. When you see it, it's on you. Sometimes it makes you squint because it's so bright. It's hard. It's hard on the skin. It shows all of the your pores and your wrinkles and crinkles and crankles and all that stuff. The hard light shows it all. It's hard light. It's white light. It's strong. It's a beam, and it's usually white. Can emphasize strength. A lot of times people will use a white light or hard light on skin that is of elderly people because they want to emphasize their power and their strength in their senior life. So you'll see, like sometimes I've seen a couple of movie and actors, male actors, not women. Women actors do not want to have hard light. So also know the difference. Very rare that women want hard light on their skin, but males do look better with hard light in a lot of situations to show their strength and their power. So hard light, showing the wrinkles, showing the crow feet, shows the maturity, the strength. Next is shadows can suggest memory or reflection. Let light deepen the story, not just illuminate it. You can change the feel of a photo by the lighting. Is that making sense? Anthony says, My wife and I are going to be married for 14 years in a couple of months. We're that couple now, and we love telling our stories. I know, I know. Once you get to a certain age, you love telling stories. I can sit down and talk to you guys all day long. The older you get, the more you have to share. Then why keep all the wisdom to yourself? Right? You share the wisdom so you can grow better and be you don't have to make the same stumbles. Right? Dr. Tachi says to Anthony, congrats. Yeah. Congratulations. Congratulations. So yeah, we're participating. Make sure you hit the likes. Make sure you hit subscribe. Okay, here we go to the next one. The next one. You see like this photo. Look at that light and shadows. Oh, love it. Photograph Black art and artists. Oh, nothing like going to music venues. Murals, sculptures, performances, fashion, music, rehearsals. These are expressions of identity and pride. Remember to make sure to credit artists and ask permission when appropriate. So when you're at that jazz club, now some places don't allow cameras, but some places do allow cameras. And if you have the opportunity to photograph someone singing, I love taking some of these photos, and then after I take the photo, I make it a black and white, and it's like, wow, that's a beautiful photo. Don't be afraid to take pictures of when you're in these venues if you can. But always ask permission. And then sometimes take the picture and then ask permission after, right? In some cases, but don't be afraid. Photograph the arts. When you go to the next dance festival, take pictures. Capture this moment. Preserve it. Okay. What are you guys saying? Nothing there? Nothing? Okay, congrats. Okay, moving right along. Again, if you have something, if you have a question, you're more than welcome to participate. This is your lesson. This is your class. Class. Okay, look for everyday heroism. Teachers, activists, parents, mentors, small business owners. These are the backbones of the Black history in the making. A simple portrait can become a powerful tribute. Yeah, we all know somebody that is a hero in our lives. Photograph them. Photograph them. I don't know why one of my friends, well, a dear friend of mine, everywhere I go, he takes pictures of me. Everywhere I go. Click, 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 click. And I was like, you're the only person that does this. But you don't know what you mean to people. So you allow people to photograph you if they can or if they want to. But also photograph the heroes in your life. Remember, everything has a season. You only have your friends for a season. You only have those folks for a season. We're all here for a season. So capture them in a photo. Honor the past through the present. Juxtapose old and new. A young dancer in front of a historical theater or historic theater. A child reading a book by a Black author. A modern portrait in a historically significant neighborhood. This creates visual continuity across generations. Think about backgrounds. Think about juxtaposition. Okay. Any questions? Okay, moving right along. Invite collaboration, not extraction. Photography during Black History Month should feel like a partnership. Share images with their subjects. Ask for input and build relationships. This is a great time to collaborate with other photographers. Get together. Go for a walk. Hey, we're going through a walk. If I'm saying here in New York, we're walking through Harlem. We're taking pictures. We're just photographing on. Some of my friends do this a lot. Fathers and sons or mothers and daughters. We're just photographing fathers and sons, mothers and daughters. And then you'll be surprised the collection that you will gather together, or a documentary of your town, a documentary of your neighborhood, of all of the moms and daughters and all the fathers and sons. And before you know it, you might have a book. So beautiful to do. Intention, photograph with intention. And he says, my night photo of the Martin Luther King statue is one of my favorites. The angle is from the bottom up, so it catches the sky and some stars. It looks like it could have been carved into the moon. And also, when we take pictures from the bottom up, it gives the subject authority. It gives them strength and power. When you photograph from below up and you make them stand above the lens, it strengthens who the subject is. Like Anthony did with the Martin Luther King statue. Bottom up. Bottom up. Okay, next one. Caption with care. So a lot of folks in here, you are going to photograph your world. You're going to photograph the world, and then you're going to post it. Now, you don't have to post a lot. You don't have to put a lot of information on your Instagram post or your Facebook post, but something you might want to do is photograph. A photograph becomes even more powerful when paired with context. Include names. Who is it? Where is it being shot at? Quotes. Maybe the person says something that you may want to share. Historical notes. Is it in front of the Martin Luther King Boulevard? Is it in front of, Andrew Jackson Center? Or is it in front of the Schoenberg? Is it give us some historical notes. Personal reflections. This turns images into living archives. So don't just post it on your Instagram. Give a little context to it. Oh, I see Classic likes that idea. She goes, mothers and sons and daughters and fathers. That's true, right? That's true too. Yes. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Classic. Challenge yourself to see beyond the obvious. Look past cliches, seek nuance. Black history is vast, and I mean vast, layered and evolving. Their images should reflect that depth. Right? Go in. Look for the things that are not so obvious. Like the old saying, Captain Obvious. Look for the things that are not so obvious. That's what makes photography so much fun. Okay, summarizing. This is it. We're getting ready to go about our businesses. Class is almost over. Class is almost over. Do you have anything to ask? Do you have anything to share? Well, here's the summary. Photographing for Black History Month is about more than capturing images. It's about honoring people, places, and stories with care. By centering joy, listening deeply, documenting community spaces, highlighting elders, and approaching every subject with respect, photographers can create work that reflects the richness and depth of Black culture. Thoughtful use of light, intentional storytelling, and meaningful captions help transform photographs into tributes. When we collaborate with our subjects, talk to them, connect with them, and look beyond the obvious, we create images that celebrate heritage, preserve memory, and contribute to a powerful visual legacy. The power of legacy is in your hands, folks. The power of legacy is in your camera. Use your camera to create the precious moments you want to document and preserve for you and for future generations. There you have it. There you have it. How did we do here today? How did we do here today? Did you learn something? If you learn one thing, I need you to put one thing in the comment box. If you learned something, or or you were reminded of something, because there's a lot of photographers in this building, and I'm sure there'll be other photographers that will see this. Yes. Shannon says, this makes me want to go out and take pictures of our people doing everything, everyday things. Yes, that's Shannon. That's what it's all about. It's the everyday things. Those are the photos that have the significant meaning. They are just the street light. It's just the lamppost. It's the grocery man or woman packing up stuff and on the side of the curb. It's a woman walking the dog. It's a child playing with the dog. It's the simple things that make the most beautiful photos. Simplicity is beauty. Rule of thumb. Classic says, thanks for the tips on lighting. I have been doing quick reviews in Mid-Journey and on sections with lighting too. There you go. Jelly says, always learning. This was great. Hannah says, better than great. Ooh, Jazzy, she topped you. Classic says, like candid shots, they are fun in the moment pics. Freezes a frame of time. Absolutely. Okay, guys, let's get this stuff out of the way. And so again, if you are here being a part of our community, make sure you step into our community page. Click on that and become part of the community. Put your photos there. Put your text there. Put your conversation there. Start it. Continue this conversation in the community. Matter of fact, maybe I'll put some photos in like I did last week. We'll put some photos in here. Okay, and also, what else is on here? What else is on the agenda? If you want to join the email listing, join the email list today. Just go to ronlewisphotos.com, and we can stay in contact. Also, I am an event photographer. Even though I'm going on assignment for 4 months, I will be coming back, and I will still need to work. So if you need work, if you need me to work for you and photographing your next event, please feel free to reach out to me so I can put it on the calendar. Also, thank you Patreon members. Your support helps us create amazing content, and I am so thankful for you. Without our Patreon community, we could not do the things we're doing. Thank you, Patreon community. And last but not least, join our YouTube channel. Join this community here. Like and subscribe. And you can also find me on Instagram and all the other places, LinkedIn and all that stuff. So I am there. Okay, thank you so much for joining us today. I hope you learned something today. I hope that you feel good about your Tuesday and get out into the world. Take a camera, take your smartphone and use them. You have a camera right with you at all times. Use your cameras. Okay, guys, I'm out of here. Love you all. Oh, let me just go. Dr. Toddy says, fantastic lesson, Ron, as usual. Classic says, awesome session. And Classic says, we'll check Patreon today. Yes, do the Patreon. It's right there in the QR code right there. Is it right there? Entertaining lighting. She says, Candace says she learned entertain, lightning in your photos, or lighting in your photos. Lighting in your photos. Thank you for fixing my typo. And let's see, everybody's in there. We got everybody. We got everybody in this night. We got everyone in. Did we get everyone in? I think we did. Okay, guys, have a good day. See ya tomorrow.